Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today, I'm going to talk about abandonment. What is abandonment look like or feel like? It's actually the fact that you feel someone left you, someone, how can I explain that? Someone left you behind, someone maybe judge you and leave you. Is really a fear of being rejected, fear of being hurt. It's not a good feeling. When do you know that you've been abandoned? Actually, is you have some trigger in your life. You don't know. Sometimes you don't know. You grow up, you live your life, and something happened, and that's when you realize that you have issue with abandonment. When you are a child, usually it happened when you are a child. The way it happened is like you lost someone, but you lost someone like someone passed away, grandparents, parents, friends, or someone moving away, like maybe another country or another city. And as a child, you feel abandoned because you are the one who left behind. Sometimes you feel like the person didn't love you enough to keep you close to, and maybe you did something wrong, so the person just abandoned you. There is a lot of scenario when you are kids that happen in your head. If people around you don't pay attention, you live like that with that pain, with that trauma. You grow up, you live your life until you need to actually to deal with relationship, friendship, your partner, everything. You will see that you don't like when people go away, or you attach yourself to one person. You are needy. You don't want to let go. Sometimes what happens also is that you push people away. You don't like people enter into your circle because you don't want people to get close to you. So you don't share anything about yourself. You don't get attached or close with the person because you are afraid that person will leave you in one point. So you rather not build that relationship. There is a lot of things happen if you don't heal or if you don't see it, because accept it, I think people can accept that they have issue in that area, but it's just the knowing that you have that trauma. People who have that trauma feel insecure, close themselves. That's why I'm saying sometimes they close their heart. They don't want their heart to feel the pain that they had before. But at that point, they don't know what it is exactly. They just is a mechanism that they create for themselves. I know a few people who had actually been abandoned. They know about it, but they don't know how it affects their life, because sometimes when we talk about the person just say, I don't want to talk about that person is dead for me, and that's it. No, that means the person need to heal to be able to move on, because every time that we mention the name of that person, she got triggered. So I've been trying to help and tell that person that she needs to heal. She needs to forgive herself. She needs to forgive that person, because at this point, she doesn't know why she has been abandoned, but it happened. Maybe she will get an answer one day, maybe not. But she refused. She refused because she said everything is fine. Her life is way better since that person went away. But she doesn't realize how it affects her emotionally. I will share a little bit about my experience. When I was a teen, I didn't like when people was leaving, even for vacation. Like, you go to school, after that you have vacation, come back in September. I didn't like it. Every time I was crying, like, I won't see them again in September, maybe. And when people were saying goodbye, I didn't like that word. I didn't like the fact that they say goodbye. For me, maybe say we see you soon or we see you later. That was something that I prefer. I didn't like people who come for vacation just, like for the weekend or for a short time. And I didn't attach myself to those people because I knew they were leaving. So why I will attach myself and feel the pain when they will leave? I didn't know it was related actually to abandonment. I thought it was just the way I was until it bothered me. I didn't like to feel that way. I told myself, why do I feel that I need to cry on vacation when people go? Because they have their own life also. Why I feel sad when someone say goodbye? I start asking myself all those questions because I want to find out why I was feeling that way, because I didn't like the feeling. I didn't like to be sad. I didn't like the fact I was crying or those emotions going through me. Then I realized it was actually related to abandonment. In one point in my life, I felt abandoned, and that was causing all of this, but it was on my teenage years where I was like, I realized it was that. And I wanted to stop. So I start healing. I start just the fact to question myself, to find out why I was feeling that way. And I didn't want to feel that way anymore. So for me, it was a process of healing. It was a process of let it go, forgive the person, forgive myself. And after that, I was fine. Today, I have people who are not in my life anymore, and I'm okay. People who are saying goodbye, and I'm okay. And if I want to be attached to someone, I will do it. And if the person will leave me one day because of different reason, I'm okay with that too. I learned that people come in your life and go anytime. They can be there for 5 minutes and be there for a lifetime. I'm glad that I took conscious about it, that I didn't like the way I was feeling. But not everyone accept to be in touch with the feeling, the way they feel, the way they act. And sometimes when you felt abandoned, you start to be protective. with some people, especially when you start having your own children. You start to be too protective. You don't want to let them go, so you start to, I would say, suffocate them because you're afraid that they will leave you one day. You need to heal to be able to understand that abandonment, it can happen. I would say it can happen actually in a soft way. When I say soft way, it's more like you're losing parents or you're losing grandparents. The hard way is really actually when you feel not only the abandonment, but that the person don't want you in their life. That's a big trauma for a person. To be able to heal those trauma, there is 3 chakras that need to be worked on. Is the root chakra, the heart, and the throat. Because the throat will help you actually communicate how you feel, and you need to talk about it. The heart, actually your heart is closed and you need to open to be able to receive the love, to receive the joy and everything. Don't close it because something happened in the past. I do some healing energy on those 3 chakras. If you think that you need it, put a comment below. I always put my email address where you can contact me. Don't stay with that trauma. You need to heal, you need to forgive yourself, and you need to forgive the person who abandoned you. And don't forget, when you were a child, you don't see abandonment the same way when you are adult, because you don't have all the information. You don't know exactly what happened with the person who left you behind. And when someone passed away when you were a child, you don't know what it is to pass away. You feel like, why that person just left and left me behind? I'm here. It's hard for a child to understand. So it's really important to be able to talk about it when you realize that you have that issue. When something triggered you and you know that, if I act like that every time that person talk about this, or every time I feel that someone is leaving, that means I have issue with abandonment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if something that, if you use tools to help you. I don't know exactly which subject I will be talking about on my next video, and I have 2, so I haven't decided yet, but it will be interesting. It will be interesting. I really want to help you guys to see or to realize when something happened to you is emotionally, it can be a trigger for you, and it's time for you to take action to be able to heal. You have therapists, you have healing energy, you have people who do, how do you call that? Hypnotize to help you find out what happened and be able to move on. Thank you for being here. Leave a comment or any detail about what happened to you if you were able to heal. And I'm curious to know. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, have a great afternoon, and have a great evening, wherever you are in this world. Namaste.